From shucking oysters to talking food with the founders. From quick snacks to the big contracts.
Hi, everyone. My name's Heidi Knobloch, and I'm the host of Founders Fridge. Founders Fridge is a podcast where we talk to founders about what they eat while they're building their companies. On today's episode, we have Kerwin and Carlos, co-founders of VADIY. We talk about fasting, chow hall food, and turning vegan. Let's hear what's inside Kerwin and Carlos's fridge.
Yeah, success got the drive and the hunger. But what's on your dinner plate? What keeps you going longer?
So Kerwin and Carlos, it's so awesome to have you on Founders Fridge. Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Awesome,
Hello.
awesome. So I would say first, Carlos, do you just want to tell me a little bit about what you're building?
Sure. So my name is Carlos Ramirez. I'm one of the co-founders here at VADIY.com. VADIY is an AI-powered virtual co-pilot which helps veterans and their families find and navigate through the benefit system, and also helps them apply. That's pretty much what we're doing here at VADIY.
That's awesome. So I want to know just a little bit about your background, what you were doing before. Is this your first entrepreneurial endeavor? Why'd you pick this problem?
So I myself am a veteran. I served 9 years with the military. I was 4 years active duty, 5 years in the Army Reserves, and we chose this project honestly because it does. I have been impacted by this problem. It is a widespread problem in which, as a veteran, you come out of the military and you're limited on what you know that you qualify for. So I got out back from active duty in 2009, and it was, here's your discharge papers. You qualify for benefits, for health benefits. You have your educational benefits, and you can apply for the VA loan. That's about the extent I knew about benefits. But there's a plethora of benefits out there that you qualify for, that you're eligible for, and we have no idea about. So I this is not my first entrepreneurial goal. I actually had a water sports business at one point here in New York City, which was a flyboarding business, if you're aware with flyboarding and the water jetpacks are. And unfortunately, it didn't pan out the way I wanted it to pan out. And had I known about the benefits that were available to me back then, I probably could have kept the business running. So
Awesome.
yeah, so this is something that I've lived through. I know it's a maze to try to navigate through this problem, and this is the reason why we chose this mission.
So I'm definitely going to come back to you about this water jet business. But Kerwin,
Sure.
what what were you doing before?
So I actually, since I was 17, my father was a carpenter at Metro North in Grand Central Terminal in New York, and he brought me in at 17 years old. He said, "I'm gonna get you off the streets. You're going crazy out there." So he brought me in. I became an electrician. A couple of years in, I became an electrical foreman, and I spent 17 years there, 10 as an electrical foreman. And I started there at 17, and it's just, though I'm great at what I do, I'm a great electrician. It's the truth, but I hated it. I love problem solving, but that's not the kind of problem solving I enjoy. And I started teaching myself how to code. I got really obsessed with technical newsletters and learning about this tool and that tool, and I somehow seem to remember every tool I've went through, and I'm able to piece them together. Oh, wow, with this one and this one and this one, it'd be amazing to do this with it. And over time, with Carlos and all of our friends who I have, most who are veterans. I actually have a 16-year-old autistic son who is godfather is a army recruiter here in New York,
Mm.
and he also had problems. He tried to start a coffee company. He had a food truck business. He couldn't get going. And speaking with him, it was, hey, consultants are charging me between $15,000 and $20,000 just to go out and look for grants, 1 year contract. I have to pay that up front, and there's no guarantees. So I ended up beginning to build VADI. I built what's live now by myself. We bootstrapped it, and I quit my job. My wife said, "You can quit your job." I said, "All right, I'll quit my job." And I quit it, and I worked a little bit on the side as an electrician to continue to pay the bills. But I had more time to continue on with this journey because it's something I really believe in, and I see the way it affects people, and it's just the idea of in a couple of years to be able to look back and be like, we made some serious changes where, as Carlos was saying, like there's billions that go unclaimed every year. And there's a sad statistic, which is about 17 veterans commit suicide every day. And you imagine a couple of years from now, we look back and we say, it's not 17 no more, it's 0 or something like that, because we made it easier for them to find that mental health, those benefits, and take care of all those problems they had, where the real problem today is it's just fragmented. It's impossible to find it all without going through a maze. So here I am.
There you go. And so are these benefits different state by state, or is it all like one benefit umbrella federal?
No, every state is actually different. So every state holds their own benefits. Every city holds their own benefits, and like you'll have one state that'll give a veteran, for example, a complete tax exemption on their home. Let's say I want to say Texas is one of them. Florida is another one. We are fighting here in New York to try to get that as well for the 100% veterans, service-connected veterans, for full tax exemptions. But each state holds their own benefits.
Wow. So I want to ask you, so this is obviously Founder's Fridge. So I ask everybody just about kind of what they were eating. So my first question for the two of you, just given your background, is like when you had a job or when you were in the Army, and maybe we go to Kerwin first. So, what were you eating day to day in this job that you had?
So I'm Colombian. Both my parents were born in Colombia in South America, and we grew up on rice, beans, steak. That's every day, lentils, and I grew up on that. I loved it. It's what I did. But during my entrepreneurial journey and during VADIY, I actually met my current wife, Kayla, and she was a vegan. I met her 9 years
Wow.
ago, and I met her in Greece during just a random trip for Yacht Week. And she was eating vegan at every restaurant we went to. She had red pasta and fries. And I was just like, wow, this girl's beautiful. I'm going to sit next to her and eat some pasta and fries. So I'm eating pasta and fries. She's like, why is this guy eating pasta and fries? And I can tell you that ever since that trip, I've never had steak again. I've never had eggs again. And I've been a vegan since. So we can kind of blame her. But the reality is, my gut health feels better. I'm able to maintain my weight better, and it's also where I do believe in the way where it started from, where she really loves animals, and I love animals, and it kind of just came down to, it just feels right, and I'm a vegan for 9 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big change.
Yeah.
And when you were, did you bring your lunch to work?
Yeah, absolutely.
right.
For the most part, but honestly, no, you know what? Maybe not absolutely. We definitely, just that Manhattan is really expensive, Grand Central Terminal. So you go out to eat, it's $30 a meal. So you try to, definitely.
And what'd you bring? Like, were you kind of bringing like one of those Carhartt pails, stuffing it full?
No, we try with the peanut butter and jellies.
Okay.
Keep it simple.
Okay.
Or some leftovers, definitely.
Yeah.
Because
Nice.
you go get them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I've been to that, obviously, Grand Central Terminal, food market. It's difficult to get out of there if it's, without spending $30 for sure.
Yeah.
So, Carlos, what about you in the Army? What was the, probably, I would imagine, like pretty regimented.
Well, I've been with my wife now about 24 years. So I joined when I was 19. So at 19, it was a lot of canned food. I'm not lying. Well, it was a lot of MREs, but since I was married, I actually lived on post with my family. So my wife actually cooked at home. So we are Hispanic as well. My wife's Puerto Rican. I'm half Colombian, half Dominican. And obviously, at 19, she's still learning how to cook. It was a lot of the same meals, week in, week out. Monday was chicken, rice and beans. Tuesdays it was steak, rice and beans.
Yeah.
It was a lot of that. It was a lot of Chef Boyardees at the time, which now you find out it's horrible for you. But I did eat a lot of that as well. And obviously, you go to the chow hall and you eat whatever they have in the chow hall from time to time. But I was able and lucky enough to have my wife there, and she would cook for me. So I had that going on.
My wife cooks for me every day, and I feel very lucky for it. I don't anyway. But what did you, on birthdays, holidays, things like that. What did it look like eating at home? And then what did it look like kind of when you left the house? Carlos is getting married at 19. Kerwin, are you getting married that young at 19?
And I got married last year. We went back to Greece where we met, and we got married last
Oh,
year. So
awesome. So
yeah.
so what do holidays and birthdays look like? Like what do you eat when you're just celebrating a personal milestone?
So I just celebrated a birthday. October 30th was my birthday, and Carlos also in October. And just what my wife makes some vegan cupcakes, and they're pretty good. We go spend some time with my siblings, and we blow out the candle. But my wife is an amazing cook. She loves to experiment. She's Italian and Irish, and we eat a lot of pasta actually. And she loves what we call special pasta, where it's just a mix of whatever we have in the fridge, and it always comes out amazing in a different color, but it's so good. So that's like our go-to. Roast some potatoes, and it's always something that she just comes up with, and I'm just always like, yo, you need to open a restaurant. It's so good. But yeah, she's definitely not about that. But yeah,
That's good. I would
that's our go-to.
advise from doing a restaurant, I would advise strongly against it. But
Yeah.
I mean, the restaurants are awesome. Like I had a blast doing the restaurant, but it probably took like, at least 15 years off my life.
I
Okay.
can imagine.
Carlos, what are you eating when you're celebrating something personal?
Well, we try to see what to come up with. Honestly, a lot of chicken. We have been eating a lot of chicken lately. And like I said, my wife is Puerto Rican, so we have cut back on the pork. So it used to be a lot of pernil with arroz con guandules, and the Puerto Rican dish. From time to time, she used to love making that. The kids love my mother's cooking, so my mother will come to my house from time to time, and she'll make some of her meals. Um, what does she make? Let's see, some Dominican food. Honestly, it'll be
Mm-hmm.
so. It's a lot of that.
I like that. So neither of you are going out to eat when you're celebrating. I get a lot of founders who are like, "Oh, that's the time I go to the steakhouse or whatever." But I love that it's just you're chilling at home with the people you love. So where are you
Yeah.
building Vadi?
From home, right here where you see me at, I'm in this room all day, sometimes all night. It's an obsession tendency of mine. I like I told you, I have an autistic son. People say it's not genetic, but while I'm not as much on the spectrum as he is, I definitely see those patterns, and I recognize a lot of his behavior in myself, and it really helps me with what I do here. When I'm building, it's something I love to do, and I see it more like an obsession of the future goal. I see the future more than the present, and I'm working towards that future of what I see as possible, and the goals that are possible and whatnot. And it's right here in this room where you see me at. I'm
That's
here all
awesome.
day long. Yeah,
And where's
definitely.
this room? Are you in New York?
I'm in Maspeth, Queens,
All right.
about 15 minutes from Manhattan, from where
All
we were
right.
at.
All
Yeah.
right. That's good. And Carlos, where are you
I live
based?
I live out in West Babylon, Long Island.
All right. All right. Where'd you
I do
guys
work in
meet?
Queens though.
Nice. Did you meet because of Vadi or did you meet before
No, we
this?
actually grew up playing soccer together. We've known each other since we were
Oh,
young. We played soccer our whole lives, and we played up until our late 30s. Honestly,
cool. That's awesome. I find that when people are kind of doing that type of work, like you said, Kerwin, I get in that mode, you know what I mean? Where it's just, I'm totally obsessed with figuring out this problem. I could work all day and all night on it. And there are some founders that totally forget to eat while they're doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Is that you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely me. My wife is always yelling at me. She gets home and she's like, "You haven't ate all day?" I'm like, "I thought I did." But no, I didn't. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
but I definitely forget it. But it's funny because if she's home all day, then I'm hungry all day. Then the
Yeah.
moment she's not home, I'm full focus.
Yeah.
I forget to eat. I'm not even hungry.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's definitely something that happens. Something that switches off. Yeah.
Do you forget to eat, Carlos?
from time to time, and honestly, I've been fasting a lot.
Mm.
I'm actually on over 36 hours right now at the moment, and so I'm trying to do a 72-hour fast because I also compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I put on some weight after my last competition, so I kind of want to start losing that weight
There
again.
you go. There you go.
So I try to keep it strict when it comes to my diet and obviously, honestly, so I've been fasting quite a bit lately.
And do you find that fasting helps kind of your mental clarity, or does it negatively impact the mental clarity?
No, it definitely does help with the mental clarity. You do come into a slump at times when you start hitting certain hours, you start feeling a little bit drained,
Mm.
obviously from the lack of carbs and everything else. But it does help with mental focus, I feel like.
What was the latest challenge you had with the company?
Uh honestly, well, so the other day, well, yesterday we had sort of like a pitch, and it's been the public speaking. I get behind the camera, I get behind in the interviews, and sometimes I don't know how to get the words out. I kind of freeze up a little bit. So because this is kind of new to me. So trying to elaborate and trying to explain myself and get my point across has been an issue for me. So that's been quite an issue for us as far as the company goes, because obviously we are trying to raise and 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 I am the face of the company, being the veteran. So it's extremely difficult sometimes for me to be able to get my thought across and everything else. So I feel like that's been one of the challenges that I've had personally with the company.
There you go. Kerwin, you have anything to add for challenges?
Well, no, I love that Carlos is saying that because it's important and he's recognizing it. That's why we're here. You know, he hasn't even told you he just worked a double and he hasn't slept in like 36 hours. And I was just like, yo, listen, you need to. This is practice number one. Like you need to be here. And from here on, I'm gonna interview you later on on our own little video, and we're gonna work on that. But I get it, I respect it, and I love it. I love where he comes from because um, I've had 10 pitches in the same way, and it's getting easier over time. But man, I have a stuttering problem. I was stuttering through the first five of them. The next ones, I had no idea what I said after the conversation was over. I was like, what did I even say? So I completely get it. And as long as we continue to put ourselves in these positions, I feel like that's what it takes, that practice. And you know, we have the product, we have the idea, we have the goals, we have all the answers. It's just being able to word them properly when we're in front of the camera, which is something we haven't been used to, and now we're putting ourselves in those positions to make sure we break through and we do it right.
There you go. I always ask people what they eat when they encounter challenges in their company, but Carlos was fasting
Yeah,
yesterday.
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
So I guess, Carlos, I'll first ask you, like, when that happened, when you're kind of feeling those feelings of just adversity, right?
Mhm.
Are you going to eat something that's, maybe a little sweet or maybe a
Oh,
little greasy?
I'm like a child. I'm not even gonna lie. I have a sweet tooth. I have a very crazy sweet tooth. So I'm picking at sweets. I'm picking at cookies. I'm picking at chocolate. I love chocolate, peanut butter. So I actually made some protein peanut butter the other day, and I eat that with rice cakes and bananas, honey. So yeah, I kind of go to the sweets a lot.
There you go. What about you, Kerwin?
It's funny. Since we're talking about eating, I'm gonna diverge a little bit. We are on a podcast. Hopefully, it doesn't screw us in the future. But I was a sweet tooth, and then I once maybe like 6 years ago I did shrooms, and I was just like I need to clarify my mind.
Yeah.
And man, my anxiety went down.
Mm.
I haven't had a soda like since. It was such an amazing like understanding of what I some of the things I shouldn't be doing. And you know, I'm health conscious when it comes to certain things. I hate microwaving plastic. I'm afraid of PFAS. I'm afraid of microplastics and all that stuff. But since that day, I've been very careful, not with my sugar intake, with my soda intake. And it's funny because that I gotta advocate for it. If you do it properly, you know, it might change your life for the best. If you're not out there trying to go crazy, just it changed. I feel like it changed my life in the sense of what I should be doing. So I'll have a banana. I'll have some fruit or drink a lot of water. That's what I do now. Ever since
There you
then,
go. There you go.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there are some founders, it's interesting. They either say when when something is like not going well in the company, They're like, oh, I go to like spinach, rice, all of these things that fuel me, right? And there are other people that are like, nah, I like go reach for a burger. I just go and I have a piece of pizza for sure. And it's just this interesting, like just binary that people have for sure. So that's interesting. I guess Kerwin's
Yeah.
not doing any like pizza, no cheese.
No, no,
Although
no. My wife makes
Kerwin,
some. We have some vegan cheese.
there is, I have to tell you, there's a company that you would have to check out if you like vegan food. It's called Imposter Foods. So they're
Wow.
and you might have already bought them or bought this already, but they have the best shredded cheese, vegan shredded cheese.
Really? Okay, you putting me on.
Yeah,
Thank you. I gotta
absolutely.
try that
Yeah,
out.
no,
I
absolutely.
might
Yeah,
try it also.
there you go. I gotta have Ryan on this show because he makes these just incredible products. He's doing it right in New York State, so it's great.
Oh wow. Thank you. Imposter cheese.
Imposter
Imposter
Foods
Foods.
makes like
Imposter
yeah.
foods. Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh,
100%.
okay.
Imposter Foods for sure. Everyone who's vegan, I tell them about Imposter Foods like 100%.
Awesome. Thank you.
So, do you guys live to eat or do you eat to live?
That's on you, Carlos. I gotta put some thought to that one.
I think I live to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I love to eat. I'm not gonna. If it wasn't because I like to compete in BJJ, I think I would eat nonstop, and that's the reason why I'm fasting now, because between early October to now, I put on about 20 pounds, just because after that competition it was nonstop eating for me,
Are
and
you like
yeah.
are you next to your computer building this and you're just like snacking the
Oh
whole
yeah. Oh
time?
yeah.
Oh yeah. I know, I'm a big snacker.
Yeah, I think I might be the opposite. I think I eat to live because, like we said, I forget to eat sometimes. I enjoy a good meal, but yeah, I'm not much of a snacker anymore. I'm very focused on what I'm doing at the time, and I can forget to eat, and then I realize I gotta eat. So definitely,
Yep.
I eat to live.
Is if there's a meal that you're not going to miss, breakfast, lunch or dinner, what is the meal you're absolutely not going to miss?
I can't miss dinner. Bro, I got
Yeah.
it's bad too because I eat too close to going to sleep, and then I regret it every day. But I gotta eat my dinner. Dinner is definitely. I can't go to sleep on an empty belly. I won't sleep good.
Yeah. There you go. What about you, Carlos?
I'm gonna have to say probably lunch. I tend to skip breakfast quite a bit, so I'm gonna have to say lunch.
All right. There you go. There you go. And what are you going to have for dinner tonight? I guess this is early enough. What are you going to have for lunch right after this? Or what are you going to have for dinner tonight?
Me or
You're going to
Kerwin?
have nothing.
Oh,
Well, you're
I'm
going to
not
have
gonna have anything
nothing.
until I'm not
That's
gonna have
right.
nothing until Wednesday
Carlos,
night.
yeah,
That's
Carlos,
true.
what are you going to imagine that you could have for lunch? Not to torture you.
Oh man. I think I might do some chicken breast and do a salad with chicken breast just
Mm-hmm.
to ease in after the fast.
There you go. What about you, Kerwin?
Well, I think we have some. We have prepped up some beans, so we'll probably do some beans tonight. My wife and us, we love beans. We got some. Sometimes we do some tofu. We do some rice. My wife learned how to make beans in the Spanish way, so when it comes to beans, she makes them the Colombian style, and it just brings it brings it back home. So I definitely love eating some beans here, and
That's awesome.
yeah,
So
we
for
get the
everyone,
arepa.
oh, there you go. There you
Yeah,
go. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
jealous. I'm jealous. Although I'm very spoiled. My wife cooks all my meals for me. Like, if she's not home, if she's like traveling for work or something like that, she's like, "Oh, what'd you eat?" And I was like, I had like a chomp stick and maybe like, anything
yeah.
that's in the pantry." She was like, "But what about the cucumbers or like the chicken?" I was like, "Oh, I didn't know we had those." She was like, "You have to open the drawers in the fridge." Okay? Like you have to open the drawers in the fridge. I literally don't
Yup.
open the drawers. It's bad.
Yeah.
So, if we looked inside your fridge right now, what would we find?
Inside of mine right now, egg whites, the protein peanut butter that I've made. I made like two big jars of that, honestly, so I've been picking at that. Um, Eggs, of course. I just defrosted a pumpkin pie the other day that I got
Ooh.
for Veterans Day, so I got a pumpkin pie in there.
Oh, you got to
Uh,
tell her about your Veterans Day trip, man. You and your son.
oh my goodness, that was intense. Um, But let's finish up with the fridge. Let's see. Fruits, definitely a lot of fruits.
Hmm.
Cottage cheese, I've gotten into cottage cheese quite a bit. It's delicious
Yeah,
with
me
some
too. Me
with
too.
some
Yeah,
fruit and honey. Oh man, that's a great snack.
me too. What about you, Kerwin?
There's a lot of produce in there. I make a breakfast. They have something called just egg.
Hmm.
It if you throw some black salt on there, some garlic, some pepper, and it tastes like what egg tasted like to me a long time ago. So usually make a nice sandwich out of that with some whole wheat bread. Then we got the produce and some leftovers from yesterday, and a bunch of other other stuff, other seasoning and whatnot that we can use to make whatever special pasta my wife decides to make whenever she's ready, whatever she finds in there.
That's awesome. That's
I was
awesome.
I was bringing up Carlos's Veteran Day because out of nowhere I got a text with like it must have been like 13 pictures of him and his son,
Oh,
and they're in front of 13 different establishments, fast food places. So it went. He can tell you about him
we
and his
did,
Oh,
son.
I
yeah,
love it.
we did the Veterans Day run pretty much. It's so on Veterans Day there's a lot of establishments that give free food to veterans, and a few years back I started doing it with some veteran friends of mine that I deployed with. We went down to Miami actually, and we did the whole Applebee's and everything else that was giving out free food. So then this year I didn't get to go down to Miami, so I did it with my son. He's 12, and I think we hit up about 9, 10 different spots. And then,
Awesome.
oh my goodness.
Oh, I love that so much. Well, thank you both for coming on Founders Fridge. It was great to talk to you more about VADY.
You
Thank you so
too,
much.
Heidi. Thank you so much.
Yeah, success got the drive and the hunger. But what's on your dinner plate? What keeps you going longer? From shucking oysters to talking food with the founders. From quick snacks to the big contracts. The